Hi friends, this is Miss Thomas. I am so glad to be back with you again. We're going to be doing a pre-K and kindergarten math lesson. We're going to talk about counting, we're going to talk about geometric shapes, and we're going to be talking about spatial reasoning. You're like, what is spatial reasoning, Miss Thomas? Don't worry about it. At the end of the lesson, you're going to know what spatial reasoning is all about. Okay, let's jump right on into our objectives. Our math objectives say we're going to count different items and demonstrate that the last item that we count is what we've already counted. No matter how many times we count, that is going to be the last item we count. So whatever the last thing we say, that's the last thing we counted. And then we are going to learn about that if we slide, if we flip, if we turn any kind of shape, guess what? That shape is going to be the same shape. That's what I was talking about, spatial reasoning. If you turn it, flip it all in the sky, it's going to remain the same. That shape is going to remain the same. But let's go ahead on and do a picture book walk. This book says, everybody counts. Do you like counting? You do? I like counting too. Well, we're just going to take a picture walk with this little girl. She loves to count, and she finds things around her house, around her neighborhood to count. Are you ready to get into the book? Give me a thumbs up if you are ready to get into some counting and some shapes. Yes, you're ready, so am I. Let's take our picture walk. And hopefully we can find some shapes in here while we're counting too. So here she is. She said when she wakes up in the morning, she's feeling all yucky and crummy. I feel yucky and crummy sometimes too, but not this morning. I felt good, but sometimes I feel like this. So let's see what she does to make herself feel good. Guess what? She says in order to make herself feel happy, she likes counting things. Man, if that makes you happy, guess what? I want you to count things too. So let's check out the things that she counts. Guess what she has in her house? She has a hamster. She counts her hamster. Do you have a pet in your house that you can count? You do? Like, do you have a dog? Do you have a cat? Do you have a hamster like she do? Or do you have a guinea pig that you can count? Miss Thomas, she has a dog, but he's sleeping right now. I don't want to wake him up. Look, she has sisters. She counts her sisters. How many sisters do you see on here? That's right, she has 2 sisters. Wow. She has another pet that she has in her home. She has kittens. How many kittens do you see? You see 3? You do? Awesome. She has 3 kittens that she counts. She goes to the neighborhood store. She counts the people in the store. How many friends or how many people you see in the store? You see 4? I see 4 too. Good. I like that you can just see it and know how many to count. She even visits some of her friends in the neighborhood. She has neighbors that she likes to count with. How many neighbors do you see? I see 5 neighbors. How many neighbors do you see? You see 5 too? I like your thinking. All right, look what else she has around her house she can count. You got it. She has fish. She can count the fish she sees. How many fish do you think she sees? I'm going to get my thinking face on. I think she counts 6 fish. I took a guess right there. I saw the number. Let's keep going and see what else that makes her feel good. She says she counts her uncles and her aunts that come to visit her. You know what? All this counting is making me feel really good too. She has 7 aunts and uncles that she counted. Do you have some uncles and some aunties at your house that you like to go visit or that like come and visit you at your house? I do. I have a lot of them too. You do too? Oh my gosh, we have a lot of things in common. I like to count. You like to count. You count things at your house. I count things at my house. She counts her aunts and uncles. Can you count your aunts and uncles if they come to your house? Sure you can. That's the great thing about counting. We can count anything. Look at this. She says she counts her playmates. Yes, she counts her playmates. Playmates are like friends. You have friends that you can call your playmates, and can you count them? Absolutely, doodly, you can count them. You want to try to count them now? Because that's a lot of friends. I just can't see that and know that big number. I need some help counting. Will you count with me? You ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many friends did she count? She counted 8. Guess what you just did? You counted all the friends. You told me that was 8. And I asked you a question. How many friends did you count? That goes back to our objective. Whatever the last number or item we counted, that's how many that there are. You counted 8 friends. Guess what? It's 8 friends. And now she says she counts her special friends. I think her special friends are in the books. Yeah, I like counting friends that are in the books too. Wow. She has some friendly, cuddly friends that she likes to count. I bet these are found on her bed. Do you have some cuddly friends that you can count? You do? Well, great. Make sure when we're done, you go and count your friends. And then you tell me how many you counted. An easy way to do it is touch and count. I will show you. Are you ready? Make sure you're watching. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. She has 10 cuddly friends. How many other cuddly friends I just counted? I counted 10 friends. Yeah, 10 friends. That's a lot of friends. But we're going to close the book up because it just tells us when she's not having a good day, she likes to count. And I think you and I, if we're not having a good day, let's think about the little girl in the book and let's do some counting. Are you ready? I'm ready. So what we're going to do is, I found some things. We're just going to count some letters. And then you're going to tell me how many we counted together. Okay? Are you ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. 6, 7, 8. We counted 8 letters. So here's my question. How many you counted? Do you remember? Good. You counted 8. And it's okay if you don't remember how many you counted. You just touch it and count it again. You want to do another one together? You do? Fantastic. I like counting. Okay, I'm going to sit this one down. And let's choose another one to count. Wow, we're going to count some numbers. And remember, Whatever the last one we counted is how many there are in all. Are you ready? You are? Give me a okie dokie. Good, I heard you. Okie dokie. Let's count the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Ooh, that was a big number. Do you remember how many you counted? Yes, you counted 14 numbers. We touched it and we said it out loud, and then when we was finished with all of it, I asked you how many numbers you counted, and you said 14. Kiss your brain. Tell yourself you're so smart. I'm so smart. You are. All right, let's do one more counting. You ready? Yeah, you're ready because you got this. Here are some puff balls. So you can call them puff balls, fuzzy balls. I don't know. We're just going to count some puff balls. I think it's a big number. Can you help me count? Good, thank you. Well, let's get to counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Whew! Now that was bigger than 14. We counted 18 fuzzy balls. Here's my question. How many balls that you and I just counted? How many fuzzy balls? We counted 18 fuzzy balls. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling so good with my counting. Yeah, counting makes us great. So we counted 18 fuzzy balls. Okay, let's do another way of counting. What Miss Thomas has for you, I'm going to turn my chart around because that paper is flying. I'm going to turn my chart around, and I have a group of counters. I put them by color. I have some red counters, I have some yellow counters, I have some green counters, and I have some blue counters. And I put them all in a group. And what we're going to do is we're going to touch them and we're going to count all of the groups. And you're going to tell me how many you counted in all. And I'm going to write that symbol for that number. Are you ready? Give me a thumbs up. Good. I see you out there. You gave me a thumbs up because you are ready. All right, let's find a marker. All right, I have my marker, and we're going to touch, and we're going to count, and you're going to tell me how many we counted. Are you ready? Let's count. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. How many you counted in the red group? You counted 5 red counters. This is the symbol for number 5. Here's the symbol for number 5. I hope you can see that. There's the symbol for number 5. We counted 5 red counters. All right, let's move on to the yellow counters. That one is easy. I think some of you guys can just see it and just know it. But for my friends that can't, we're going to touch and count. You ready? Let's go. 1, 2. How many of the yellow counters that you counted? You counted 2. That's right. Here is the symbol for number 2. There is number 2. So what we're finding out is no matter what we count, no matter how we count, we're going to always start with number 1. And whatever the last item we touched and count, it's that same number. Like the yellow counters, you told me there were 2 in the group, and guess what? It's 2 in the group. You know what? I like your thinking and I like your counting. All right, let's go to the next group and count. Are we ready? Cool beans. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. How many of the green counters you counted? If you said 4, you are absolutely right. Here's the symbol for number 4. Yes, we counted 4 green counters. Let's move on to the last group of counters. We have 1. Don't forget to touch and count it with me. If you got to touch the screen, go ahead and touch the screen and count with Miss Thomas. You ready? Let's do this. 1, 2, 3. How many blue counters did you count in that group? 3. You did. Awesome. Gonna make my number 3. Now here's the trick. What we're going to do is we're going to circle those groups of counters so your eyes can see that we had different color groups that we counted. Here is the red group. Uh-oh, there we go. There's the red group we counted. Here's the yellow group. I'm sorry, there's the yellow group we counted because they're all together, close together. When they're all together and close together, that's a group. Here's the yellow group. All right. Now, what group is this one? Yeah, you got it. That's the green group we counted. And then the last group down here, we're going to circle it and put it all together because they are the same. That is a blue group. The red go with the red, yellow go with yellow, green go with green, and blue go with blue. So we counted the different groups with a symbol. You guys did a great job at counting. I like counting. Now we're going to move on to some shapes. Are you ready? Yes, I know you're ready because you're already ready to go. Okay, we're going to move that down. Okay, I'm going to put my pencil back and we're going to quickly go over some shapes. Are you ready? We have a crescent moon. A crescent moon, yeah. The next shape is a what? Rhombus. And no matter which way we turn the shape, it's going to always be that same shape. Like the rhombus is the long way. Let's turn the rhombus the tall way. Did the shape wiggle waggle? No, it's still a rhombus. Let's look at this one. Oh, this one is a triangle. If I turn the triangle that way, guess what? It's still a triangle. If I turn it this way, guess what? You got it. It's still a triangle. Let's look at this shape. This shape is a rectangle. The rectangle is turned the long way. I'm going to turn it the tall way. Did it change shape? No, that means I just flipped it up. That goes back to our objective. If we flip, if we slide, if we turn a shape, it's still going to be that same shape. Let's check out this shape. This shape is a oval. Good. If I turn it the tall way, it's still an oval. If I turn it back the long way, it is still an oval. Here's a circle. If I slide the circle up, it's still a circle. If I slide the circle down, it's still a circle. If I flip it back and forth, guess what? You got it. It's still a circle. Yeah. Our next shape is a what? A square. Good. If I slide it up, it's still a what? Yes, it's still a square. If I slide it back down, it's still a, yes, you got it. It's still a square. Now we're on the octagon. Remember last time we talked about this shape? Think about an octopus that has 8 long wiggly arms. That's what an octagon has. It has 8 sides. Look at the heart. And you about to tell me it's upside down. You right. But it's still a what? You got it's still a heart. So I'm going to flip it up the right way. You got it. You just told me it was upside down. Now we're going to flip it upside right. I don't even know if that's a word, upside right, but we're going to turn it the right way. And guess what? It is still a heart. Look at that. That is a what? A star. You got it. It is a star. We're back to the crescent moon. Now let's go over and find some real world objects that look like some of the shapes that we've talking about. Here is an object we can find on a beach or in the ocean. It's shaped like a what? It's shaped like a star. So we can find this on a beach or in the ocean. That means that's a real world star. Look at the crescent moon. What? Oh, that's a banana? Oh my goodness, you got it. That is a banana, but it's shaped like a crescent moon. Real world object, because I have some bananas in my house. Here's another real world object. This is an old school saving tool. This is called a floppy disk. And it's shaped like a what? A square. They don't make these anymore because we have those great computers. They're a lot smaller now. Look at this shape here. It's a calculator. And it is shaped like a rectangle. I bet if you ask your mom or your brother, they have a calculator in their house that's shaped like a rectangle. It's a balloon. A balloon is shaped like, oh, remember our last balloon, it was turned upside down? Remember, if it's flipped upside down, guess what? It's still a heart. Let's look at this real world object. It's an orange. Yes, if you go to the grocery store in the produce aisle, you'll find an orange over there. If you're driving in your car, you can find a stop sign, and a stop sign is shaped like an octagon. Yes. Here is an egg. If I turn the egg that way, it's still shaped like an oval. It is, right? Yeah. Here is a flag. It's shaped like a triangle. It is. Good thinking. Here is a pattern block. It's shaped like a rhombus. If I turn it that way, it's still a what? A rhombus. And we're back to the starfish. I have one more thing for you before I let you go. We are going to use a shape, the shapes to make other shapes. And you're like, well, how can I do that, Miss Thomas? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. How about if we make a house? Can you tell me some of the shapes we can use to make a house? Let's talk about the roof of the house. Could we use a triangle? Yeah. We can use a triangle to make the shape of the roof of the house. Yes. All right. Let's pick another color. What about the body of the house? What about the body of the house? Could the body of the house be maybe a square? Well, how can you do that, Miss Thomas? Just watch. We're going to make the body of the house a square. Look at that. We made the body of the house a square. What about the doors and the windows, Miss Thomas? Guess what? We can do the doors and the windows too. Let's get a black marker to make a door. And a door can be a skinny, tall rectangle. Okay? The windows can be a square. There's our windows. Look at that. We use shapes to make other shapes. We created a house. Now you're saying, well, Miss Thomas, what about the sun? You better believe it. Could we use a circle for the sun? Can you see that? It's an orange circle, orange sun. So guess what? We can use shapes to make other shapes that we find around the world. Well, friends, I just hate that we don't have enough time to spend with each other, but I am so glad that we were able to count together And we learned how many we counted is the number that we say last. So if we counted a group of 5 objects, we know that's the 5 that we counted. We counted different puffballs. We did great on that. And we talked about shapes, that we can name them. We talked about real world object shapes. And then remember that we said that spatial reasoning, that if we turn the shape one way, it can be turned another way. So that's the crescent moon. If we turn it that way, it's still a crescent moon. That's what we mean about spatial reasoning. Does it still look the same? And then finally, we used other shapes that we talked about to create new shapes. We created a house with triangles, with rectangles and squares, and we created the sun with a circle. I hope that you had a good time, because I had a good time with counting, naming the shapes, and looking at real world things that look like the shapes. Until next time, friends, I want you to take care and always remember to count, count, count. Okay, friends? Bye.